Hi, this is Mrs. McNeil, and we are talking about evaluating information on the free web. So we have come up with a new method for evaluating information called the Eval method. Is the person an expert who put the information on the web? Did you view the site with a critical eye? Have you analyzed the URL? And finally, do some lateral reading, a new skill. All right, so what do we mean by an expert? So whenever you look at information on the web, you need to make sure that the web page or the website is created by experts or professionals, people who are in the business of whatever information you're looking up. So how do you know? Is there an author listed? When you click on the name of an author, you can often see their credentials. Visit the web site homepage. Okay, so go back to just the .org or the .com. Have you heard of this site before? Is this a website that is a well-known professional media site, such as National Geographic, the Hartford Courant, the New York Times, ABC News? Because those you can automatically assume are reliable. But what about something like this? It's called Hey Teach. How do we know if this is a reliable source of information? Well, first we're looking to see if there's an expert. So the author is Susan Capek-Tingley, and when we click on her name, her byline pops up, or her biography, and it talks about her experience. So her work has appeared in many publications, including Education Week, Practical Leadership, and was features on the Scholastic website. So now, y'all, I've heard of Scholastic. I'm pretty sure that you've heard of Scholastic. We do have book fairs every year. So we know that's a professional publishing company, and since she writes for professionals, we can think, okay, she is reliable. What does it mean to view the website? It means just to take a critical look around. Okay, so the author looks pretty good. Take a critical look. If the author if you're not sure still about the author, you can look at the following things. Are there like ads flashing and popping up all over the place? Is it student work or a student project? Because that happens a lot. Things you're researching, other kids are researching too, and it could be a student project. Is it really hard to navigate, or is it clear how to get from item to item? What's the date? Does it matter for your research? And finally, what's the purpose of the website? Can you tell by viewing the website if it's meant to sell you something, if it's meant to be funny, if it's trying to persuade you to change your mind? All right, so here's an example of a site that is completely covered by advertising. Okay, so when you click on this and then you scroll down, now we are looking for an article about homework, and we're just starting to find some text here, but these are all ads, and so this is just not a great source for us for this project. There are plenty of other sources on the free web. Analyze. What do we want you to analyze? It's always a good idea to take a look at the URL of a website. Every website has a suffix, .com, .org, .edu, .gov. .gov we generally say are reliable. That is our government. All other websites, though, should be reviewed for who put it on the web and why. So anyone can get a .org, .com, or .edu. Websites, not all websites are created equal. A .edu could be student work, or it could be university professor. A .org could be not-for-profit, but it could also be biased or opinionated, or unclear about what their not-profit status is. Okay, and .com, although it can be meant to sell you something because it's for commercial, could also be like the New York Times.com. And blogs, when you see blog in the URL, take a pause, right? Because blogs are often personal opinion, and is that really what you're looking for? And then finally, be aware of country codes. So if you're researching information about a country such as China, do you want to read it from an article that is hosted in China or stored on a computer in China, or something that has a US perspective? Something to be aware of when you're trying to consider whether or not to use the source. Okay, so for example, here's a search again about homework. Here is shop.capstone.pub. So that's a shopping site. We don't want that for schoolwork. The West Hardin Spill is .org, but when you click on it and view it, you quickly realize it's a high school newspaper. And then the final one, thinkenglish.blog, tells you right away it's someone's personal opinion. And that's probably not going to be the information I need for my schoolwork. All right, finally, our new skill and what I want you to get used to practicing is called lateral reading. Let's say you do all those things and it still looks okay, but you're not really positive. Google it. Lateral reading means side to side. It helps you determine an author's credibility, intent, and biases. You literally are going to open additional browser tabs and do some searches. You can search for the name of the website, the title of the website, to see what other credible sources are saying about it, or to see how Google describes it. You can also search the name of the author to see the professional credentials, or if they write for anybody else, or if they've written anything else. And you can even search a fact from the article to see if anyone else uses the same fact, if it sounds outlandish. Okay, so lateral reading. If you follow these steps, you'll do a great job finding reliable sources on the internet.